Hi, this is Marloomz Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to create this ant on your rainbow loom. For today, you're only going to need one color. You're going to need 123 black, and it stands by itself, so it's 3D. And you're also going to need, well, this is optional. I added a bow, 2 pink bands to make mine a girly ant, and I added 2 small pony beads for the ant's antenna. And again, that's optional. You don't have to add beads, you can just use the band. And so gather your black bands, 123 of them, and let's get started. First step is we're going to make all of his legs, and there's 6 of them. And I'm going to show you how to make 2 of them and not all of them, and then you'll just have to make the rest 4 more. So I pre-made 4 of them. And what you're going to do is you're going to grab your bands, and you're going to take a single and wrap it around itself and place it on 2 pegs, and you're going to do that and go down 6 times. Now I'm going to tell you that when you do it this way and you loop it, sometimes it looks twisted. So this is an example of how it's on the loom and then it looped, and it doesn't always happen, but sometimes it looks like that. I don't like that. How I got mine to look perfect was I actually did it by hand. Yes, I did all 6 of them by hand on the hook. I can show you how to do that on the hook too, and it's your choice if you want to do it on the loom. So I'm going to show you on the finish the loom one. So that's 3. You take another single, wrap it around itself. That's 4. 5, and 6, and then you grab a single and you take it and wrap it around this peg 4 times, and then you just loop, and you would make 6 of these all together. So you take the cap band and you bring the 2 bands forward, and you just loop. I'm going to take it off slowly and hope that it doesn't twist. So this one actually looks good. So maybe that's the trick. The trick is when you're taking it off of your loom, take it off 1 peg at a time the way I just did, and then you should have no problem. And that way you don't have to do it by hand. So we can make another one together, and you just grab a single, wrap it around itself, and you go down 6 times. And then on the 6th one, you take a cap band and wrap it around 4 times. And then you push that cap band back, bring the bottom 2 forward, and pray that it doesn't do that. So mine snapped. These black bands were from AC Moore, and they're not that good. Wrap it around 4 times. Let's do that over. Push the cap band back, bring the bands forward. That doesn't belong there. So just loop this forward. And again, we're going to try, when we remove it, we're going to just do it peg by peg so that the bands don't twist. Otherwise your ant's legs are going to look really mangled and it doesn't stand right. So you take your hook and you slowly pop each one off, and it doesn't look mangled, so it came out good. So you do that 4 more times so that you have 6 legs in total. So here's 2 and here's the other. and then that's it. And then we're going, once you have done that, then we're going to begin by making the actual ant. So you can pause the video, finish making your little legs, and then we can move on to the next step. To begin by making the ant's body, and you want to make sure that your loom, the arrow's facing down, and the middle row is above the other two. So take 2 black bands and place 2 here and 2 here. And just keep grabbing 2 at a time. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn in on the 5th. Just fill in the middle, and make sure that your bands, let me fix that, these bands are terrible from AC Moore and I will never buy them again. They have like a little dent in them and I don't know, they're just not good. So you place the rest in the middle. And then we're going to do the little neck area, and then for that you can use 3 black bands so that it's sturdy. So this is what you should have so far. You make sure you place 3 there, and then grab 2 bands and place 2 here, 2 here, push the bands down, 2 here, and we turned in on the 4th one, same on the other side. And then just fill in the middle. And again, take 3 black bands and place 3 here. Then take 2, place it here, to the left and to the right. And we're going to turn in on these two pegs right here. So this is just a little look at what yours should look like so far. We put 3 in the middle over here. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, and we turned in 3 in the middle over here. And now we're doing the bottom. And now we turn in on both sides. And fill in the middle. Push these down because they have the 3 bands there. Now you can add your legs, so you can take one of them, and on the second part of the body, not the head, this part, on this peg right here. So if you have the Rainbow Loom, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th peg. Place one leg there, and at the other leg on the other side. One here. You skip the second one. So you place it on these and then skip this row and then on those. And then on this third part of the body, you're going to place it on this one and on this one. So this is what yours should look like so far, like this. And then we're going to add the triangle bands. So starting from the very bottom, first we're going to add a cap band on the bottom part of his body. And let me grab a single black band, a good one, because these bands are terrible. So here is this bottom, and you wrap a single band 4 times around, and that's your cap. And now let's place the triangle bands. So take a single black band, and on these 3, place it on those 3. And then on the next 3, these 3. Then skip to this body part, to the middle one, and then on these 3. And these 3. And then for the face, place it on these 3. These. And then the one above it. And then we can loop. So you're going to grab your hook, and you're going to reach in where we placed that cap band, and you're going to push back that cap band and grab the first set. Let's get rid of this hair, it's driving me crazy. You're going to reach in and grab the first set of black bands. And so for me, they go forward. I see you. Where's that hair? And then reach in again, grab the second set, and mine go on this peg to the left, and then grab the remaining set and it goes to the right. And that's what it should look like so far. It should have a teardrop shape on all 3. And then you're going to reach in here and grab the bottom 2, loop forward, loop this forward. And every single time we loop and there's a triangle band, you want to make sure you push the triangle band back when you enter the peg. So let's reach in here first and push back all the bands except for the bottom 2. And then again, reach in here, and I'm pushing back that triangle band, grabbing the bottom 2, looped it forward, and the middle, reach in here, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. This is where the feet are, so it's going to be a little bit tighter. Push back, reach for the bottom 2 black bands, and push forward, and loop it forward. If it's tight for you, you can take your hook and go a little bit in a circular motion, and that will loosen the tension. And the same here, the bottom 2, and see that is a little bit of, I feel that it's a tight squeeze, so I'm just going to loosen that up. Now this is where the 3 bands are, so push back every band except for the bottom 3, and you're going to loop that forward. Now you're going to reach in here and grab the top 2, and I grab 3. So let's do that one over. If you already did that, you can just continue to grab the bands that you have to grab until I figure out why I did what I did. So that's 1, and I believe that one goes there. And then you grab the other 2, the next 2, and that one goes to the left, and the remaining go to the right. So again, teardrop, it's the same as this step. And once you have placed each band where they go, then you re-enter the peg with the leg and grab the bottom 2 bands bring it up and put it to the peg above. Same in here, push back every band except for the bottom two, bring it up to the peg above. And the middle, and loop the middle all the way to this peg, just this peg right here. Then reach in here, there's that little triangle band, push that back, grab the two bands underneath it, and bring it up. Same here, push the triangle band back, and loop that forward. Reach in here, and push back the arms and grab the bottom two, and loop it to the middle, and the same one here. And loop that to the middle. And now you're going to reach in here, push back every band, and again we're grabbing 3 bands and looping it to this peg. Then you're going to reach in here and you're going to be grabbing the top 2. So my top 2 go to the middle, and then the next 2 for me are going to the left, and the final go to the right. Just going to push the triangle bands down, and then I'm going to reach in here and grab these 2 bands and bring it to the peg above and the middle as well, and then this one, push all the bands back, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. This is the triangle band, push that back, same here, bring that forward, push triangle band back, bring the 2 bands forward, and the same. I loop this one and this one, so we're going to loop this one right here. Make sure your face has teardrop shapes, so we have all these are teardropped, and then the middle. So we did all of these, and now we're just going to do the ones to the middle. Grab the corner, bring it to the middle, and the other corner and bring it to the middle. And you can grab your hook and go through all the bands, and if you want it to be extra secure, you can grab 2 black bands and pull it through, and you can create that slip knot. And then you can take him off the loom. I'm just going to do it slowly. Use my other hook, like this one. I don't tear my creations off, so if you want to do that, you can. I don't like to do that. Especially as there's like these tight bands over here. And then when we take him off, he's not done because we have to just adjust his hands. I mean his legs. And if you want to add the bow, again, that's optional. And then the little antenna. So this is your ant. And you can take your hook and go through the bottom where his like butt is and pull on the cap bands, and that'll loosen up, that'll fix that. And so we got to fix his adjust his feet so that he stands. So what you're going to do is, this is how he came off of the loom. Looks like he's been squashed. You take the first leg and take these 2 bands and bring it through. And the same on this side, these 2 bands, and bring his arm through. And the same with these 2 bands, bring the arm through, and these 2. And then these 2, and these 2. And then you just pinch, and it kind of gets them to the front. And they'll start leaning to the front. And then he will stand. It's just a little bit of adjusting the legs. I had to play with mine for a little bit until it worked, but it does work. And then for the bow, I took these 2, I guess, bubble bands, and placed 2 on my hook, on my loom, and then I grabbed a white band, a black band, and I reached underneath these 2 bands right here, grabbed the single black band, and then I grab both black loops and I create a little slip knot. Don't pull too hard. Then take it off slowly, and it's like a little bow. And then you can enter somewhere on the side of your ant. Grab that black band, pull it through, and then you can take your hook on the top of your ant again and go through another band. Make sure it's not the same hole though. Grab that black band again, that you brought underneath. Just bring it back up. So now it's back to the top, and then place your bow through it, and it will hold your bow in place. And as far as these 2 slip knot bands, you can take your hook and underneath your ant, and you can just grab the band and start hiding it in the bottom of the ant. And he's black anyway. Oh, the bow fell off. Okay, not so secure. If you just keep hiding the bands in there, you can't tell. Let's do that over. I must have placed it in the same hole, and I shouldn't have. So let's do that. I'll go underneath, grab the black band, and you could actually just come up the side and place your bow, the black band, over the bow. And there we go. And now it's holding it. Little antenna. I'm going to show you how to do it with a bead. You can use any color bead. On this one I used white. You can use yellow, or you can use black. It doesn't matter. I know that the whole color of the ant is black anyway, but I will use white. And what I did is I used 3 black rubber bands. So if you do have beads, then you can follow this step. If you don't have beads, I will show you afterwards what you can do. So you're going to take your little bead and place the band through it. Take your hook and you're going to slip knot it. So that's 1. And do that again with another band. Just slip it through the bead. And then grab both loops and slip knot it. Place both of the beads onto that single band. You're going to just take one of the bands, put it through the other, and then pull the bead through and then make another knot so that they're both attached to each other, and it looks like that. And then you can just try to get it through your ant, through some bands in the middle. So I put it through the middle band, and then there's a band over here, and I placed 1 bead through it, and this band over here too, I place 1 bead through it, and then you can pull on it, and that could be your ant's antenna, and you can make it longer if you want to attach the bands and add another band, then you can do that. If you add a 3rd band in the middle, it'll stick out more. So that's how you add your little ant's antenna and the bow, and this is how you make your little ant. And I'm going to show you now, if you don't have beads, what to do. You're going to take a white band and wrap it around your hook 4 times, and that's going to act as your bead. And then take a black band, single, and just pull it, and it's the same exact step as the one that I just did for the bead, except that this is a band. and then you're just going to slip knot it. And that would be the same step as that. So you could just rewind it and watch the same step, except that you just used a band. And then again, wrap it around 4 times. And take a single black band and transfer these onto that single black band. And then make a slip knot. And then you attach these 2 ends together. You can even attach a third one to make it longer. So I would take this band and put it through this loop and then just pull it. And then I can take this band and pull it through this loop, and then I have it even longer, so that when we pull it through the ant, if you want, it can be longer. And that's how you make your ant's antenna. And thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it. And if you make an ant, you can tag me on Instagram, #Marloomz Creations, or you can share your creations with me on Facebook.